Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to be setting up and hand lettering the week of July 4th through the 10th. We are on capital B week. I hope you had fun last week with capital A. Not quite as much to choose from on the B, but I do have some points I want to bring up about how you're developing your font, especially now that we're really getting into development with the capital letters. So anyway, letter B week, I said. So all of our words are going to start with a B so we can practice our capital B. And then I'm going to rotate through as many of the lowercase letters as I possibly can. So that we just keep them fresh. So the theme I'm going to go with for this week is especially fitting for the letter B. I'm going with Berrylicious, and that is brought to us by A to Z Planner Themes 2022. So B for berry, yay! I did do a lot of recipe planning in the past. I kind of basically did all my go-to recipes, and so I haven't actually done a recipe plan with me for quite some time. But I do have a ton of stickers in a box for recipe planning, and so I thought, hey, berries will be pretty easy. And I did go through there, but believe it or not, there aren't a ton of berries in the Happy Planner stickers. This little sticker book has a few, but they're teeny tiny. Some blueberries and some strawberries. What I thought I would do is use these strawberries as my bullet points at the end. So for decoration, I was thinking about what non-Happy Planner stickers and stuff do I have. Last spring, not this past spring, but a year ago spring, the Planners Anonymous sub box was, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called. Oh, Poolside. It was called Poolside. And there was lots of stuff about like berries. So here you can see a picture of fruit juice and strawberries and blueberries. This is just one of the papers that was in the box. And so I thought, well, I could cut paper for the center and the top. So that was definitely an option. I looked at what washi tape I have, and I have this washi tape. This brand is called BGM, and I discovered this brand while I was traveling and living and working in Japan. It's all over the place there. You can buy it. They have a little bit of it on Amazon. You can definitely find it on AliExpress. Anyway, this one is all berries. So there's like cranberries and gooseberries and strawberries and blueberries. And I thought, well, I would put this along the side and just trim it a little. But then I discovered that each of these little groupings of berries is about the right width to fit down the center. So I think what I'm gonna do is stack this up, rows and rows of washi tape right down the center there. And then maybe I will use this across the top. I haven't decided yet. I also have this generic washi tape that I got off of AliExpress that's just strawberries. So first thing I'm definitely gonna do, I'm gonna speed it up while I put stacks of this washi tape up the center, and then I'll see what colors I have going on, and I'll make decisions about the rest of it. So like I said, I'm gonna speed this up while I do these stacked up washi tapes, and I think I'll go ahead and do straight rips on them so that I don't cover up a bunch of my space, and then we'll go from there. I want to get some color on the page to help me make decisions about the rest of what I want the pages to look like. So I also, if you were interested in that Planners Anonymous, Planners Anonymous? If you're interested in that Planners Anonymous subscription, I have tons of unboxings. Just go to the unboxing playlist or do a search on Planners Anonymous on my YouTube channel, and you can see what all is in their sub box. And then I do have a code linked in all of my YouTube description boxes for 10% off your first month's subscription. You can do stickers only, you can do the full kit, whatever seems to catch your fancy. And then I get some loyalty points if you use that link. And I probably will go ahead and pull, you know, my usual Simply Gilded washi for along the side. And once I have the colors more established, maybe a rainbow washi or pinks and blues, I don't know yet. So But I also, as you well know, unless this is your very first video of mine that you're watching, I do have a link for Simply Gilded. It is for signing up for her no spam newsletter, and you will get a coupon code for $5 off a purchase of $15 or more, and I will get that same coupon code. So I was going to do a straight rip, but it was starting to make a weird pattern emerge. So I pulled all that washi tape off, and I decided to go ahead and switch to an uneven rip because it was just not exactly the right width, and it was causing the berries to kind of march their way sideways, and I didn't really like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the uneven rips so that I can keep the berries from doing a weird lining up at the edge of the paper. I did change my mind on the Simply Gilded washi tape because the first one I had picked out I thought would be good for berries, but it was too big of a contrast with the soft colors that were already here. So let's go ahead and put on some bullet points. Like I said, I'm just going to use these strawberries. I only have 5 from this particular sticker book, so I'll just leave a couple spaces where I can put the ones from the other sticker book. Let's turn them all different ways too. Right, so we'll grab a black pen and we'll write in the assignments. So of course, the first thing is going to be the capital B. And then we'll do bone, Bach, like the musician, blab, boop, a couple animal words, bone and boop, bug, and bow, or bow. There we go. All right, I am going to pick some berry colored pens and zoom in, and I'll be back. Okay, so for my pens, I picked, since the colors in this washi tape are kind of soft and dusty, I managed to find mostly soft and dusty colors. So the red Fudenosuke for like cranberries and strawberries. And then I have this purple Vicebrant, again going from firmest to softest for me, because that's what works best. So this is going to be more of a blueberry, blackberry color. I have a nice soft dusty green Calligraph for the greenery that's on all the berries. This is the moss green pen. And then for the softest pen, I have the hot pink Pentel brush sign pen, which is not as hot pink as you would think, but I'm thinking that for like the pinky purpley raspberry color. If I thought more of you knew what salmon berries were, I would have picked a peachy color. Salmon berries are basically just like a raspberry, but they're peach colored, and the bears out here in the Pacific Northwest just adore them. I have eaten them on hikes and stuff. They are fine to eat, but I didn't think most of you would recognize that. So I could have gone with a peachy color for the gooseberry there, but I like the colors I've got. So let's get started. I'm going to warm up with face like I have been doing, starting with the firmest pen first. As I always tell you, I'm firm, I'm heavy-handed, so I don't have to think about the heavy downs. I got to focus to make sure my light ups are light as the pens get softer. If you have the opposite problem, if you're light-handed, then do your pens in the opposite order. So this is the Vicebrant. This is almost as firm as the first one. Still on the firm side, but using them back to back, noticeably softer, in my opinion, than the Fudenosuke. So I'm going to use the small end of the Calligraph. It's about the same as the Vicebrant, definitely a little bit softer than the Tombow. All right, and the softest pen I'm using today is the Pentel Touch Brush Sign Pen. That kind of says berry patch to me. So let's dive into the B, the capital B. So again, very swoopy. They're starting here, I think, at midline. Actually, they're probably starting here at the top and doing a heavy down with a little bit of a curve at the end, just a little curve at either end. And then I would guess they're coming up here and doing a big swoopy light up. You could do a little loop here or not. And then notice that their top part is a little bit smaller than the belly, the bottom part. Around. Not really looking like they're getting heavy here. So stylistically, we're not exactly on this particular one following the light up, heavy down so much. And then coming around to do a connector. Other options for this, so using the Tombow, looking at the Tombow free download. No surprise here, not much of an angle, not very frilly, but they're definitely following the light up, heavy down. So they're starting up here at the top line, doing a heavy down, and then they've got a light up, again, skinnier top half than bottom half, and they're actually leaving this open and not coming all the way around to create a connection point. And that's fine, it's a capital letter. As long as you keep the space between it and the first lowercase letter small, it's gonna look like one cohesive word. Next sheet I have is the Rainbow Crayola book that you can find at Dollar Tree. And so this is actually a little bit more like what I'm going to be doing. So just a little entrance stroke, which if you remember from last week, this matches very much the one that I was using to cross my A. So that was kind of the point I wanted to get into, which was for a lot of mine, I have this little entrance stroke. So you'll see this on the C, the D, the E, the A. A lot of my entrance strokes look like this, so that if you see multiple quotes of mine together or quotes that have multiple capital A's, it looks like one cohesive font because those little elements are in multiple places and they match. So if you're going to do a big round curly flourishy capital B, you probably want to go ahead and do that on a lot of your letters. Otherwise, to me at least, I feel like it's going to look a little bit more disjointed, a little less like one cohesive font that you're developing. So for me, on my A, I practiced my crossbar curling under and across, and I didn't like it, so I ended up going over and up. And so you can see here, that's the same kind of thing they're doing here on the B. So the dot is where they start. They're doing a little bit of a light up entrance into it, and then they're doing their heavy down, and then they're connecting way, way, way down here. They're not coming all the way to baseline. So this looks a little bit more like a balanced lettering B to me, and they're coming light up and around, no little loop, around, and they're leaving it open. They're dropping below baseline, and they are coming across and creating a connection point. Okay, so that's another option. Finally, I have the boxed set that I had. Well, it's not finally. I got one more. I got the book. This is the boxed set from Crayola that I got at Walmart. And so here you can see they're kind of doing the under sweep up entrance as opposed to the over sweep up entrance. So I would want, for me personally, to always use the same. So either an over kind of a sweep up or an under kind of a sweep up. Since I'm using the over, and I tried the under on the A, and I decided I liked the over better, I'm going to not even practice this. I'm going to just do the over entrance into the B. Heavy down, straight to the baseline, and then they're starting, it looks like, about at the midline to connect to do their two belly halves. Now these look much more even, and they do have a little bit of a loop here. They're not closing it all the way, and they're not coming around with a connector. So like I've been telling you for a few weeks now, so many variations on the capital letters. And I will tell you that when I do go to hand letter something, I get my book out from 2021 and I look at how did I do the B. I'm pretty sure I know, but I like to check to be sure. Make sure I end up with what I want to end up with because that was where I did the trial and error and came up with the style that I liked. So here is the Calligraphy Made Easy book from Walmart, or you can buy it from Amazon. I have it linked. And so here you go. This is what I ended up going with. So a slightly, not an under, but an over from midline up to the top, heavy down, and then a connection. And I love, and you'll see this again stylistically from me as we go through the capital letters, I love when the top, almost a faint triangular form where the top is smaller and the bottom is wider. And you'll see this in my B, my E, my D. Lots of places where I do that. I like that faint implied triangular form. So sweeping up and over, heavy down, and then connecting again about at midline as opposed to a much more wide open where they connect way down here. I like the midline connection. A skinnier top, no little loop, a fatter bottom, almost closed, and coming around to create a connection point. So this I can tell you, and we can glance real quick at last year just to make sure I don't start out practicing something different than what I ended up liking last year. But that's where I'm at. That's going to be mine. And then for alternates, so here's the alternate, a little bit loopier, right? So they're not coming, they're doing the overturn again, but they're not stopping and reversing direction and coming down. They're adding a little loop here. So overturn, loop, down. And then again, very similar, starting at midline, up and around, up and around. Now here, since they're putting a loop here, they're not coming around and putting another loop with a connector down here. So I'm pretty sure this is not what I ended up liking, because for some reason I'm liking the connectors. So let's just have a quick glance at what I practiced, where I ended up last year. And the words are pretty much the same this year. I didn't change them. So here I tried it without connectors and I came back and used with connectors. You can see my little overturn there. Here I kind of practiced going under and I didn't stick with it. I kept with the over. Again, I practiced a little bit without the connector. So it looks like, actually, it looks like I didn't come on around and do the connector. Interesting. I thought I did. I thought I had that. So when I do this, I look at the very end of the week, where did I end up? And I did not do a connector. I thought I did. All right, well, maybe we'll play with that a little bit again, just to make sure that that's where I want to end up. So, all right, let's get started. Starting with the firmest pen, the Tombow. So we're going to start here around midline. Do my overturn, kind of light up, heavy down, starting again about midline, light up, making this part skinnier, heavy down, kind of light out and around, heavy down, and connecting. So my bottom's not quite bigger than my top. I want it to be more pronounced triangle form. So let's try that again. Keeping the top skinnier, keeping the bottom fatter. There we go, that's better. Now I can play with the curly Q connector coming out. That does make it look a little bit busy. I see why I probably dropped that off out of there. So I think I'm gonna, I don't know though, I kind of like it. I found partway through the year when we were practicing the lower cases that I liked my connector a little bit more on like the B's and the P's and whatnot. So maybe I know I hadn't gotten there at that point last year, midway through the year. So I think I will go ahead and keep that and see what I think. You can do the loop at the top. But I think that's too much for me. I don't like that. But I'm liking this. And I know that a little loop here in the center combined with a little loop here is going to be too much. So I could try switching that. See if I like that. Really, I think I like that. Don't like that. That looks weird. Oh, how wide that gap is there. Don't care for that at all. A little too slanted there. I have a B I like. I think I like it. Let's try connecting it to a word. So we'll try bone. Works for me. It was really easy to connect to the O. I could try it once without connecting. That looks okay too, but I feel like I like now that I've been at this for more than a year, I like coming around. So try it both ways for you. As long as you, like I said, you put the O really close to the B, it's gonna look like one cohesive word. It doesn't have to have the connector, in my opinion. Let's try Bach. So I have found myself liking this even smaller, making sure when I connect I'm above midline, above right at midline, as opposed to this one which was kind of below but at midline. It makes the top even smaller. Go with an A, like ACE. And then an H instead of an E. That looks like Bach to me. I am also noticing I'm not starting my top half at midline anymore. I've been creeping up to make it smaller. Reached my max 30 minutes. Oops. Hopefully we didn't miss too much. Washi tape keeps trying to peel up a little bit on me as I slide my hand against it. Okay, so one of the things I try to do in all the words is not only put a short letter next to your big capital, but also a tall letter. So if you thought blab was kind of an odd choice, it's because I want to try to put a short, like half height letter. Obviously we want to practice that, but I think in some cases that's pretty easy. You definitely also want to have the opportunity to put a full, like an H or a T or an L, a full height letter on there, just to make sure that whatever design choice you're making up here, if you had decided you wanted your top to be super, super big, then your L might not fit well next to it. So in most of the weeks I try to have, like, for example, there's an L next to the C in clot. There's an H next to the D, so that you have a full height letter at least once, a T next to E in etch, just to make sure that the choice you're making fits all the different scenarios. So let's try blab with a big tall L next to the B. Also, in most cases, tried to pick a word that had both the capital and the lowercase form of the same letter. So this is, again, while we have the B. Now, in the case of like something like a C, it's a little bit more difficult to pick a word that's got a couple of C's, but where I could and where it wasn't too crazy or too rare, I did go ahead and choose words that had the same letter, both capital and lowercase. So there we go. So there's blab. So because my lowercase b ends like this, I'm liking that my capital B has that same permutation, that same bit there that's kind of flows through and connects them to each other. So I definitely I think there's a place for seasonal lettering challenges where the words for July are all relative to like independence and firework and that kind of stuff. Absolutely. And I may look for one of those for next year. But this year we're keeping it technical and we're choosing words that help us exercise out the kinks and the bugs in our hand lettering. One page done. Alright, let's try a double O and then another letter just like the lowercase b, the lowercase p, another letter where we end with a kind of a loop connector that we want to try to match to the way we come out of the B as well. Hopefully I explained that. So I just think that looks nice, that repetitive cross through the center of the letter, and then trying to make this portion, this last end portion where we come out of the B, look as similar as possible to where we come out of the P. So if we don't connect here, we probably don't want to connect here. And if we do connect here, we probably do want to connect here, just to make them repetitive, consistent. there. I tried really carefully to keep that about the same, and I think that helps. Just is a little extra polish. Avoiding this P, the entanglement, I'm going to come way over here. Hi buddy, are you hungry? I'm not done yet. It's not quite lunchtime yet. Can I do a little more? Come sit over here. Come on, come over here. Come over here. Look out the window for a little bit. Oh, rubbing his face on the end of my pen. I have a feeling I need to be done and go dish up some lunch, and then I'll be back. Okay, kitty cat lunch has been served. Let's keep going. Wow, I could tell I stepped away. Oh my gosh, those are all over the place. I really didn't step away for that long, honestly. Alright, we haven't done a U yet this week, so let's try Bug, which incidentally is Calcifer's nickname. I don't know why. His nickname has always been Bug. Bug. I feel like the belly, the bottom oval on my bee is getting bigger and bigger, but that's okay. I think it works. Kind of two Halloween words. If you leave the P off, you have boo, and bugs are kind of Halloweeny, except it's July. But okay, let's try bow, which could be a Christmas word. I don't know. I switched to bog for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I have Halloween on the brain, or maybe I combined bow and bug to get bog. Ooh, I don't know what happened with that one. Wow. That's terrible. I don't know what that is. Usually my lettering is better toward the end here, but I don't know. I'm having trouble recovering from that Jazpur distraction, I guess. there we go. I made it. I was also thinking how much toward the end there that this is almost an R. So look for this kind of letter form to come back again. I mentioned the D and the E. It's in the R as well, the P. So hopefully you're developing kind of a little bit of an entrance that you like, because like I said, it's going to come back potentially a lot. So not all the capital letters are a process of discovery. It just is that way a lot here in the beginning. All right, so last year versus this year. The big change for me at least is the loop here. I added the loop, and I think I like it better with the loop. It looks less like just a printed B and more like a hand lettered B to me. So I hope you like this video. I hope you are having some fun with your capital letters so far and developing some parts, some repeatable parts that you're going to make it easier to carry through and make your font that you're developing, your personal font, much more cohesive. If you do like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Thank you.